Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are watching The Big Bang Theory. This is a 20th episode of the second season. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying it so far. If you like today's full episode, it is available for free in a link in the description below. Just clicking it, put a password in and enjoy. So last episode was interesting because basically it was about Leonard. He's kind of upset because Penny went on a date with somebody from the comic book store. The guy actually owned it. And, he was ranting to Sheldon, why always, other people? Why not me? She's always going out with people that has got my traits, people who have my similar interests, but never really myself. What is it, the difference between us now? Sheldon, he said, look mate, he owns his own comic book store, he's self-employed, he gets 40% of comics, he's cool, he can draw, he's taller. Basically, we're saying that he's just way better than you, Leonard. And obviously, he wasn't happy with that. So he said to Howard, you know what? Let's sack it. Let's go to a bar. Let's go and pick up some women. And they've gone there and they've been trying and failing. And, Howard was saying that, look, mate, realistically, you're the one that's weighing me down. I'm an eagle. I'm a soul person. I should be flying solo. And, you're here. You're just putting everybody off from me. But the interesting thing is, Raj, after a couple of drinks, was in there again. He successfully picked up a girl. He went home and obviously had some fun, and them two was left hanging. But have we stopped what's going on between Leslie and Howard? Or are we actually going to get a continuation of it? Because I was excited to see where we would go with that. You know what I mean? Where we could potentially take it. Because Howard's a horny guy, like he was saying. He's already, last episode, he's basically saying, I'm a horny physicist. I know that there's 5,000, singular women in the perimeter of this radius or whatever. And, we need to go out there and on the prowl. So he obviously wants to be in there with the women, and he's got one. Well, I thought he did, potentially. And we've not really materialised it and pushed it forward. So I'm hoping we do, because I actually really like Leslie as well. I think she's a good addition to the show when she dips in and out. So hopefully we get some of that today. If you do enjoy it, please smash like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, let's jump into today's episode.
In the original trilogy?
Yes.
Is there a picture of you in my wallet wearing a metal bikini?
God, I hope not.
Are you in all 6 Star Wars movies?
Yes.
Interesting. Are you a droid?
Yes.
Do you kind of look like a shiny Sheldon?
He does kind of look like a shiny Sheldon. He actually does look like him.
That's preposterous. I do not resemble C-3PO. Don't get me wrong, I'm flattered. I just don't see it.
Leslie Winkle.
Yes, Leslie.
You've reached friends with benefits.
What exactly does that expression mean, friends with benefits? Does he provide her with health insurance?
No. Maintained a friendship with someone you had sex with, but you were free to date whoever you wanted.
I believe it's my turn. You may begin your questions whenever you're ready.
Are you Spock?
I don't like this game.
Are you from a TV series?
She dumped me.
Mate, I'm so disappointed. It's always 2 episodes long each time.
I bet he's someone from Babylon 5. We're never gonna get it.
What happened with Leslie? Why did she dump you?
I don't know. She just said, Howard, Mama's a Rolling Stone. Of course I had feelings for her. I saw her naked, for God's sake.
Okay, look, you just need to get your mind off it. Do you want to go to the comic book store? Maybe go see a movie?
I don't want to go anywhere.
We can replace him with new problems, such as alcoholism, gambling addiction, and sexually transmitted diseases.
Is that Vegas?
Is it me, or was that Sheldon's way of saying Vegas, baby?
Yeah.
I know my weekend's wide open now that...
Let's do this. Let's go to Las Vegas. Go home, pack a bag, and we'll be right now, people.
Vegas, baby?
What are you gonna tell your mother?
SeaWorld, baby?
What did he say? SeaWorld.
Hey, Sheldon, are you coming?
I'd rather have a blowfly lay eggs and hatch larvae in my auditory canal.
The thing is, the only thing that stresses me out kind of with the relationships, it disappoints me because I always enjoyed them. The fact that Stephanie come in and she was with Leonard for 2 episodes and then she just disappeared, do you know what I mean? Obviously there was a reason for it, but I feel like we could have continued it a bit further, especially with the Howard one. If you put into context, the last time we seen Leslie to now when we seen Leslie, yeah, they was in bed together and she invited him to a wedding with her family. And he said no, it's kind of going a bit too fast or whatever. He just said he didn't want to go, whatnot. And she kind of blackmailed him, basically was saying, look mate, well you can't go on this trip with us, this sightseeing thing, unless you come here. And he was like, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, yeah, the reason why I'm doing this is because if we was doing things without any reason, then it was kind of be like we'd be in a relationship. Do you know what I mean? And I don't really want to be at that point. And then fast forward the next time she's referenced, she's breaking up with him. It's like, what's going on there? Do you know what I mean? Like, why have we decided to pull that trigger? I don't really get it. Now, obviously that sounds like a complaint, but I'm not massively complaining because I never fully expected them to be together for the show. But I would like a few more episodes of them together doing things, you know what I mean? But if we're going to get a Vegas episode, mate, I'd love it. Because obviously, first of all, I'm happy that I kind of understood the reference that Sheldon was making. And I'm excited to see them. Mate, it would be so good to see Howard going to Vegas, drinking, going in the clubs and gambling and stuff. I think it'd be fun to see.
Hello, neighbor.
Hello, Sheldon.
How are you this fine evening?
Great.
Good. I'm glad.
Really? Are you drunk? What smells so good?
That is the intoxicating aroma of Kadai paneer, a perfect culinary representation of the freedom this evening holds. Not only is it Indian cuisine, which Kuthrapali loathes, it contains a generous helping of peanuts, which will reduce Wallowitz to a wheezing 97-pound blister. I realize you're also on your own tonight, so if at some point you find yourself with nothing to do, please do not disturb me.
Standing buying their food so that you can eat something that all them can't.
Wrong, Superman. Locked out of your big ice thingy?
Wash, lotion, body wash, shampoo, and conditioner together in one tiny bottle. I love Las Vegas. That's the spirit, Howard. Yes, we can.
Okay, fine. I'm checking her Facebook page. Look at her status update. She's saying she dumped me. People need to know I dumped her.
But she did dump you.
Grow up, Raj. There's no place for truth on the internet. If I get lucky, I'll take her to my stately manor outside Gotham City. And if you get lucky, I'll sleep on the moon.
Mate, you got lucky last episode. Literally, last episode.
How did the beautiful mind of Sheldon Cooper forget his key in the first place?
Left them in the bowl.
Uh-oh. I just remembered where the emergency key is.
Where?
In your apartment. Not a big deal. I was making coffee and I ran out of milk.
You're the milk thief!
You just eat your dinner here while you're waiting.
Eat my dinner in your apartment?
Yeah, why not?
Sure, why not? And after the sun's down, we can all pile in my pickup and go skinny dipping down at the creek.
Do you know what, right? I've got to say, I know that it wasn't a mouthful of sentence that he said in there, but his delivery of his words, he does really well. And I also got to say, like, he gets more lines out, I reckon, than anybody else. And sometimes it's a lot of words conjoined together. Like, do you know when he's twitching and then they'll say, and he's like, and he lets it all out. And it's like, mate, you got to remember that he's had to memorize that. Like, when we watch the episodes, they have memorized the words that they got to say. And some of the vocabs that they actually express in the sentence of how many words they say as well, I think it's crazy. I wonder how many takes it takes them to do it. And I actually think it's really impressive. Like, because I feel like he gets the hardest lines and vocab in the show.
Disneyland can suck it.
That's laundry for a month.
No way, Gretchen.
What's your name?
Rajesh Ramayan Kutrapali.
Hello, Rajesh. Hi, Rajesh. So, you interested in a little party?
Why, yes, I love to party. Better call the moon and make sure they have a bed for you. Excuse me, I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Don't move. Just stay the beautiful, unspoiled American flower that you are.
Pretty sure she's a prostitute.
Maybe I can save her.
Maybe, but I'm guessing it'll cost you about $500 an hour to try.
It was lovely meeting you. Best of luck in your future endeavors. Why don't we take him to see the Blue Man Group?
You think that'd help?
USA Today calls them exuberant fun for the whole family. I'm so lonely and horny, I may open this $20 jar of peanuts and end it all.
The thing is, though, it would be mad disrespectful, wouldn't it, if you actually went over to a woman and was like, look, are you a prostitute? But then again, you know, in a certain situation, if, say, I'm speaking to the females now, like, if you went over and spoken to a guy, he was like, hi, I'm X, and then his friend pulled him away and had a conversation, and then he come back and he was like, yo, my friend told me you're a prostitute, like, I just want to clarify, you're not. Would that be a bit more okay. I don't really, do you know what I mean? I don't really know, because it kind of insinuates you're only asking because clearly you've just been dragged away and they're trying to put something in your head and you just want to get it kind of ironed out. It is tough, but it's nice to see Gretchen here, or whatever you want to call her. We've seen her in the Vampire Diaries. She's married to Alaric, and then we've seen her in Prison Break. Obviously, she was dominant in there. And now just seeing even she makes one appearance here. That's 3 different shows that we've seen her make an appearance in on this channel. It's decent.
How was your day?
Well, they shifted my schedule around at the restaurant, so my hours are going to be a little different.
I'm sorry, that's not going to interest me at all. Just eat.
Why?
Yeah, hi. Listen, if you're not busy, well, we were thinking maybe you could. We were wondering.
If you're really a prostitute.
You guys cops?
No.
I'm a prostitute.
The thing is, we've got this friend, and he's kind of down in the dumps, and we thought maybe you could cheer him up. Listen, is there a way that we can do this where he doesn't know that you're a
Prostitute. Actually, if it's not too much to ask, could we have the Jewish girlfriend experience?
How can one person be a whole movie?
Okay, I give up. Can we just do something else?
With Spock.
Again, it's literally who he always is.
Are you and Leonard friends with benefits?
Where did that even come from? Did he say we were?
No, Leonard said nothing, but who knows what goes on over here when he pretends your mail was misdelivered.
Well, some people just can't handle that kind of relationship.
Can you? Are you able to have sex with men without developing an emotional attachment?
Sheldon, I really don't want to talk about this with you.
Particularly excel at reading facial expressions, body
I'm uncomfortable, Sheldon.
Thank you, that's very helpful.
Seriously, you think this is the size of a baby's arm?
A little baby?
Boy, would it maybe kill them to put out a nice brisket?
Hi there, Howard Wallowitz.
Esther Rosenblatt.
Are you suggesting I sleep on the couch?
Well, it wasn't the first suggestion that came to mind, but it's the one I'm going with.
It's a tall man from Cornwall whose length exceeded his bed. My body fits on it, but barely upon it. There's no room for my big Cornish head.
I will give you my bed on one condition. That you promise to zip your hole for the next 8 hours.
Boy, Gewalt, you're hot.
Yeah. Excuse me for a moment. Hey, how's it going? Cut the crap. You set this up, didn't you? She's a hooker, isn't she?
Prostitute, yes.
He's not going to be bothered, though.
You already gave her the money? Yes. Thank you.
I knew that he wouldn't be bothered. You know the reason why I knew he wouldn't be bothered, right? Because one of the episodes, maybe about 3 episodes ago, maybe, he was like, Leslie Winkle's like the 5th person I've only ever had sex with that I've not had to pay for. You know what I mean? Like the insinuation that he's obviously slept with prostitutes before. So I knew that was going to happen. And I feel like these two are going to share a bed as well. I don't think anything's going to happen with it. I just feel like, you know, the insinuation of the friends with benefits that was mentioned before, and obviously X, Y, Z and all that, and sharing. I feel like they're just going to toss and turn or stay in the same bed tonight.
I can't sleep.
Maybe that's because your hole is still open.
Sing soft, kitty.
Oh, mate. He's asked her to do this
Only for
before.
when you're sick.
Soft kitty. In it.
Warm kitty, little ball of fur.
Thank you for letting me stay here.
Oh, you're welcome, sweetie.
Sleepy now, get out. Finally home.
What were you doing at Penny's?
Well, we had dinner, played some games, and then I spent the night. Happy to know that I now have a much better understanding of friends with benefits.
Like, we need to talk. Imagine though, literally imagine if Sheldon actually slept with Penny before Leonard. That would be hilarious, honestly, it really would be. And do you know what, we're playing a long game with them too, and I feel like, you know, towards the end of the show we should tie them two together. Not Sheldon and Penny. Imagine that one. But Leonard and Penny. You know, I feel like it's always will he, won't he, will he, won't they. And at the end of the day, you've got to pull the trigger. Now, with Monica and Chandler in Friends, they pulled the trigger. It wasn't a will he, won't they. But then when they went for it, they pulled it. And then it made them better, in my opinion. And we had a couple of seasons of it. You know, we had a couple of, like, dipping in and out and all that. And then we went for it and it was together. And we never broke them up towards the end. You know, Ross and Rachel was on and off, on and off, on and off. And then we got the good at the end. So, like, what would you rather? Would you rather get to the mid of the show and Penny and Leonard got together and then we rocked with them as a couple going forward and just elevate their characters and the mutual, like, bounce off each other feelings and scenarios and situations between them? Or would you rather the consistent willy won't it all the way up until the very end of the show, and then maybe the last 3 episodes it gets revealed to us what they're actually doing? Because right now I'm not too sure which one I'd rather favour. Okay, that's going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks for checking out the channel today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. So another good bonding session between Sheldon and Penny. Interestingly, you know, the insinuation of them two kind of sleeping together at the end there was accidental. Obviously, it's just the way Sheldon is and the way he obviously, like, portrays his words and the context of it. But I also enjoyed the episode in terms of them going to Vegas and hiring a prostitute. Now, interestingly, we were saying earlier on, like, would you actually go through and just ask Aya? Good hunch from Leonard, to be honest, that you know, that she was one, and then it was Raj who just went straight from the hip and just asked that question. I was saying it before, wasn't it? You know, would you just rip the band-aid off and kind of just ask that question after your friends pulled you to the side? But it also would be kind of, I don't know, if you wasn't and somebody asked it, then, you know, it's kind of rude, isn't it? But it was right, and to be honest, I knew that what is it now? Howard wouldn't really be bothered if she was a prostitute. I was going to say actually she wasn't, and he ended up obviously getting with her for the night, that it could make his situation worse because he could actually catch feelings. He could actually, you know, think that he's got a chance on moving forward, and then he turns out that it's not real. Then it make him sad. The fact that he kind of figured out that she was a prostitute because she knew and understood and liked everything that he was doing, and he realised that money was already paid. Not bothered, he's going to rock and roll with it, isn't it? He's going to get the best experience forward. And also, I've got to say, like, the fact that it was the character that it was that we've seen on other shows on the channel before, you know, it's nice to see a familiar face. It was just good. It just made the episode better. So I really enjoyed today's. I thought it was really good. Thanks for checking out today's episode. If you did enjoy it, please smash a like. Really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one.